Tubers. Happy Tuesday. Today is December 6th, and one of the reasons I wanted to come on today is to honor my mom who passed away 3 years ago today. And nothing, what do I want to say? You always miss your mom, no matter how old you are. I'm 70 years old, and when I was sick with COVID, I wanted my mom. So yeah, it's today Debbie is taking me out. She thought about it. Last night Sandy on the phone was saying, it was 30 years ago. My dad died on December 4th. One of our good friends that introduced me to Sandy, her name was Bev. She was a friend of my mom's. She died, I don't know how many years ago. Maybe she was 30. I don't remember. But she died on the 5th, and my mother died on the 6th. So, anyways, anniversaries, I didn't even remember. That's how crazy this week has been. I don't know if I'm really getting crazy and a little bit of Alzheimer's. You guys maybe don't know. My dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, I think when he was just 58, 7. And it was, the symptoms were slow to see, but he started, like, when he wanted the pat of butter when we were in a restaurant, he would grab the creamers. So it was just really not really, I don't know the word. It wasn't so pronounced, but it was hard to diagnose him, but they finally did. And I think maybe, I don't know, 6 months to a year after he was diagnosed, he suffered a stroke, severe stroke, and was in a vegetated state for 5 years before he passed. It was horrible to go see him. It was horrible. He couldn't speak. He was in a diaper. He'd say bad words, which my dad never did. It was horrible. But I will say this, my stepmom, who we don't speak anymore, she's passed away. She got mad at me and my brother. I would come up once a year, get my grandparents, fly up, spend the night, and to get in the car and drive them down here the next day. And one time I just was really overwhelmed with going to see Dad, and I didn't want to make a lot of plans for the one night I was there. And the nurses mentioned it to her. She called, she was a drinker. She called really hostile, really mad, said some ugly things to my grandparents, who are nothing but the finest of individuals, and never spoke to us again. So when my dad finally passed, we weren't told. I think I've talked about this before, but it was 2-3 weeks after he passed, the stepsister called my brother and said, just wanted to let you know your dad died 3 weeks ago. He's been cremated and it's all taken care of. Horrendous. You still need time to grieve that information. When I called in sick to work, everybody's going, where can we send flowers? It's very hard to explain that. Wow, it was just weird. So anyway, listen, everybody's got the family stuff, right? And some comments that I've gotten from my video yesterday that I put up with me just deciding that I just don't want another man. The thought of intimacy at this age, whoa. I can't even look at myself. I can't imagine having someone else having to look at this. No. Okay. I just don't see it. Like I said, I'm not saying it wouldn't happen. It would have to be a miracle, okay? And you and I both know how I believe. You all know. I'm a believer. And so if God is going to put that in my path, that will be a flippin' miracle, really and truly. So with Christ, all things are possible. That's one of my favorite verses. So anyway, guys, for any of you out there that are going through it, I've got a friend that's going through it right now after 42 years of a separation. A divorce is on the horizon. It's just ugly. It's disheartening. It's sad. I don't know. We're moral sinners, and we all play a part in the outcome of our lives. And I know I've played a part in relationships that come and go and haven't worked out. So yeah, but um, be true to yourself. If you're not comfortable and you're happy, if you're really happy, then be happy with what your decision is. Be, like I said, true to yourself. It's taken me years to be able to do this. And for any of you youngins out there, 60 or under is a youngin to me. Um, be okay. And if you're going through it, if you're trying to figure out, do I stay? Do I go? Pray. Um, get help. Put yourself out there. Like I isolated. I stayed in bed. I told you, I didn't know how, not so much having to leave the marriage because I had every reason to leave the marriage. And when I'm done, when I've tried when honey, I go 150%. When I've done all I can do, I'm out of there. And when I'm out of there, I don't really have the feelings. So it was the fear of how do I make this all happen? How do I get all this crap out of this house? Which I decided not to do. Debbie Penta, as I said in the last one, she had me take a look and say, no, take these nightstands. Like, take nightstands, So anyway, I know this is a hard topic, guys, but know that I understand the pain, the grief, the separation. I went through every room in our home and grieved. And now I'm going, gosh, it wasn't that great. But what I meant by that is it was a beautiful home, but a home is a home and you can make it wherever you're at. So when I was really contemplating not knowing what I could afford, I thought, well, if I get a place, I rent an apartment, a 1-bedroom, I'll turn the dining room into a office. Like there's things you can do if you go outside the box when you're trying to figure out where your life is going and you're fearful. Be a companion like I am. Unfortunately, when Chris passes, I'm going to have to get a job and I'll be right in that fear-based mode along with everybody else that's going through it. So the thing I know I can't do is I can't stand on my feet for 8 hours, and that's a given. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to give a shout out to all of you that comment, and I love to hear from all of you. You're so interesting, and all of you came from Letty's life, and you know how much I adore her. And so, and she's really gone through it this past 2 years, I would say 2 years. First year of moving, and I don't know if you got the COVID, Letty, the first year, I can't remember. But anyway, and Patricia and Anna and Dottie and my friend, who watches every day, Debbie. I love you all, and I'm just looking forward to celebrating and having a Christmas party here with some wonderful, wonderful friends. So I love you all, and Pinky, didn't mention you. I have 92 followers. I don't even know where the other 2 came from. Maybe my little nephew, Jackson, is giving out my YouTube address to his buddies in kindergarten. Also, to let you know, they found him advanced, and so they wanted to put him in a special school with older children, and his dad stepped in and said, and thankfully, I believe he made the right decision. Could you guys do something different than putting him in a school with older children? Emotionally, he's not there to be around. He knows enough. And maybe bring in someone. So they did agree, and they're bringing in somebody daily for a couple hours each school day and working with him one-on-one. So that's pretty amazing. I thought that was a great idea, because I think when you put kids in with their peers at too young of an age, it can be a real lifelong problem for them. They grow up too fast and they're not ready. So look at me, never being a parent, giving out all these little tips. But I feel like I've been a parent because I've been a parent to so many of my friends' kids. So, Mom, I miss you. I love you, and I just know you're in such a better place, and you're with Jesus, and you're with your parents and your husband, and I don't know, maybe you're not. I don't know. Anyway, I love you all. I love you, Mom, and I miss you. And I'll talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow. I'm going to close the video for today. Remember, be good to yourself, be good to others, and God will bless your efforts. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.